Welcome everyone to Xenogears. And now, since it's Billy leading the party, here's yours truly introducing this part.
First of all, let's get back to the orphanage for a second.
Can't see the
flying saucer.
right?
Wait, what is
How
it?
do you
Final
even
Fantasy
phrase
7
that?
reference?
Kid, stop, please.
Oh my, really?
Welcome to, well, there you go. You managed to condense a short novel into one text box.
Basically, long
This
story...
kid didn't mention weapon.
Basically, long story short, aliens may or may not be a thing in this universe.
But the saucer that we're talking about is the airship of Shevat that Ellie already pointed out beforehand, so this is nothing much new. And besides, we will learn more the backstory of Shevat anyway later on. So let's take a peek again. Hold on.
This is the room I remember. I guess Billy's
Come
okay
on.
with us checking this room out now.
Yes, because inside we find the B&J M686
gun. This is Father's. Reminds me of long ago.
Basically a new gun that you can equip him with.
How useful is it?
Fair enough. Again, there are many models. That's the thing with the guns. You don't have just for the actual gun model. It doesn't actually tell you if the stats are better, but it's ranked with an A system. If it's just one A or multiples, you know. So you have to trust on that. It's good for a very long part, but it will be good replacements. So this is our sentimental value. And oh shit.
This is what happened here?
People
What
dying.
Deja, go ahead.
Billy.
Are you alright? What happened?
I don't know. Suddenly, I heard a gunshot.
Uh-oh.
Hey, hang in there! Hey!
It's no use. He can't survive those wounds.
It's no use.
Tell the guy that when he's dying.
It's best he
Well,
knows
to be
now
fair,
rather
he's
than
not
later.
actually making wishful thinking.
Yeah. Why? Why did this happen? This
Came in and
is...
shot them.
This is Father's shell casing.
Uh-oh.
Damn it! Don't tell me he stormed into the Ethos' headquarters in desperation!
It is possible with him.
Just say that nonchalantly, Cheetan. Great! Oh,
Well,
boy.
what else?
Well,
Well, that's,
that's not a man of emotions.
I
No,
forgot.
no, not really.
It's like that quote from Lord of the Rings. Alright, keep your secrets.
look, I was just stating a fact. It is possible.
Don't move! Who are you?
Basically, now we have to fight these
Old,
people. These particular priests in the background, you know, would actually love to stay in the background fight, but these assassins look kind of weird for the standards of humans
like
of this
they-
world.
They look like cloaked versions of the statues from Hunchback and Notre Dame.
Oh, and get used to this. Starting with this, any magic user will start spamming this move called Seal, which is basically kind of like Holy, a small version of Holy. It doesn't deal that much damage, but it's so obnoxious because it takes a long time. So every time you actually have an enemy use it, you have to wait just a bit for that. And these magic users love to spam it. So basically, you need to get used to it from now on because a lot of magic users will love to spam it, including gear enemies too. The assassins themselves instead are fine. They're mostly just, you know, physical attackers. Again, for the party that I have and for the grind that I did, this is not really a challenge. This is just a regular fight. Yes,
When I saw... What?
Yes, Jova?
When I saw the term seal, I thought it meant that they were actually going to seal off some of your skills or abilities.
No, it's more like a low tier holy kind of spell. It's similar.
I was expecting it. I was expecting an actual seal to drop from the sky and
No,
squish the
dude.
heroes.
Okay, there is a spell that is more comedic than anything, out of place, but it's not in the hands of an enemy. It's one of the high-tier spells that actually Ellie can use, believe it or not.
Wow, is it? What's the spell called? Honeywood's Rage?
No, it's you will be able to see way later on in around, I think, 10-15 parts, I think. And basically it's an earth spell, but instead of having just, like, say, a boulder shower or something like that, it's a bunch of cartoony moles slashing the enemy. It's pretty weird.
Who are these guys? Why are they attacking the Ethoses?
Are the people from the Ethos alright? They mentioned survivors, but
What? Then everyone.
Come on, Billy. There have to be survivors. Let's help them.
Well, you know, I mean, at least, you know, Ellie's tried to rally the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially also because... And yeah, but because the place is ginormous big and there's not much of a dialogue, I'm just speeding up basically most of it because you're just fighting the same kind of enemies from time to time.
look, Billy. Look, Billy. There's no sugarcoating it. The truth of the matter is that it is possible that your father came here and killed everybody.
Is
Alright,
that supposed to help me feel better, Hal?
There's no actual way of making you feel better. I'm just stating the facts.
Go on to you.
I don't know how much memory do you have or experience with it, but do you happen to recognize this particular track?
I don't. Is this Castlevania music?
No. Considering, again, holy place and everything, I wanted to use something themed. This is actually the battle theme that you get once you fight the Pontiff Sulvian from Dark Souls 3.
I am not really familiar with Dark Souls music.
I'm actually wondering right now if there would be probably in this game a scene where someone is mourning someone's death and then Shitten puts his hand on the shoulder. He's dead. Schwarzenegger style.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to help.
That movie
Red Sonja.
was...
In Red Sonja. Basically, it's literally a scene in the movie Red Sonja where she's crying over the death of a friend, and Schwarzenegger character puts his hand on her shoulder. She's dead. Yes, thank you, Captain Obvious. Like
For the record,
Like that's why she's upset.
Schwarzenegger in that movie is supposed to be basically a bootleg version of Conan the Barbarian, because originally plan was it to be a spin-off properly of Conan the Barbarian, tying in the continuity with the duology of what Schwarzenegger did. But if I recall correctly, they could not get the rights properly, so instead they had basically still Schwarzenegger in a gear similar to that as basically a bootleg.
I
version
think
of
what
that.
happened was just that he was blatantly the character, I don't think they mentioned him by name.
Yeah. But it's funny considering that for a while, Marvel had the license for both Conan the Barbarian and Red Sonja. Then they lost it, but I think in recent times they got back the one for Conan, and they actually put him in the Dark Avengers of all people.
You know...
It's weird.
You know, Marvel used to have the license to a lot of things, actually. Anyone else remember when they used to have the license to Transformers?
Well, Transformers is actually...
Yeah, they're the ones that helped make it famous.
Yeah, but that's still relatively fair. You can make an alternate continuity and everything. They had some weird stuff, like the UK branch of Marvel ran for a lot of time a Doctor Who comic that was supposed to be in continuity with Marvel, which caused a lot of hiccups once the license expired, as you can imagine.
Oh, like
but then
Space Knight.
But then, well, that's, again, toys. That's still understandable. For some time, they had actually a license for 2001 A Space Odyssey, written and penciled by Jack freaking Kirby himself.
Wow.
Didn't
Okay,
they
that
license
sounds
the Men in
awesome.
Black comics?
Sorry, Deja?
Didn't they license the Men in Black comics?
Oh, I think so. Anyway, speaking of pontiffs... You're still pretending you don't know anything. Maybe they'll be Ethos, but you don't know when you're beaten. Go ahead, Dej. Be the Ponty, why not?
Defending against us will only cost your life.
And he's
The
dead.
Pontiff!
Yeah, of course. Checks in the mail.
Complete with a very bloody corpse.
Damn you.
Jesus.
Wow.
Almost
Gee.
crystallized.
You know what's interesting, Joe? But since you brought up the fact that he's basically going to barbarian, the interesting thing is that another conversation that I find hilarious in that movie is the whole where he's flirting with Sonya, and Sonya's like, "No man can have me unless he's bested me in battle." And Schwarzenegger delivers the best line in the movie. So the only man that can have you is one that has tried to kill you. That's logic.
Schwarzenegger, I think, had the best lines in that movie.
I still have a soft spot for those particular three movies, both the Conan movies and Red Sonja. Red Sonja is technically the worst of the bunch, mostly because of the trouble development cycle, obviously. But I still kind of love that kind of prehistoric fantasy vibe that they actually had.
Mm-hmm.
Also, James Earl Jones as the villain of the first movie is just perfect.
Ah, yeah.
Alright, if I recall correctly, we're about to get some exposition in a second. Well, okay, not directly, because now we're back at, there you go, at the basement of the Ethos, but now we can actually explore it freely, so we can actually see if they were, hiding something.
okay.
Go ahead, Pedro.
What's happening? Those men in black are killing the Ethos people indiscriminately.
Well,
You
they
just
left you
stay
alive.
there. Yeah, just stay there, you should be fine. Moving on.
No, I just love that because Sonya is literally basically saying, "What? You want to date me? Then come at me, bro." Like,
That's hot.
You can only date
it
me
is.
if you beat me in combat.
what do you think of that, Roy? Like this whole idea for
Let me give you
dating.
in a picture in the meantime, so you understand what the character looks like if you don't know.
I mean, if she's into that, I think she's weird, but if she's into that, she's into that. That's all I have to say about it.
Red
Here's the thing,
Sonja
Shirai.
is your typical Amazonian kind of character, loves to fight, to drink stuff, to have fun in general.
So to her, it's literally is one of those cases where she values physical strength above all else. So that's exactly what she like. Okay, if you want to date me, prove yourself worthy. That's basically her logic,
Billy, he was telling you about those Michael Bay movies.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Run away from the purge.
For me, one of the big that's even here's the thing about Red Sonja. At least that movie, the woman is actually dictating the terms to the man about how the relationship will go. Whereas in Bayformers 3, there's literally was it 2 or was it 3? Jova, remind me. What's that scene? What's the Bayformers movie where
Alright,
John Turturro? Sorry. Go on.
Basically, now we're actually exploring the cells of the Ethos, and we actually can find someone to save, like this person actually. Go ahead, Jova, you can voice this character. I actually don't remember if she speaks now or not.
Are you alright? Please, answer me. I don't know anything. I can't talk anymore than this.
Hang in there now. Don't worry. We came here to help you.
Okay.
Can't.
That you,
Oh.
and then it turns out that the person who tortured her wore that uniform, and she's like, "Oh fuck, you were
She.
them."
That.
Shevat.
Got to contact Shevat.
Shevat? You are from Shevat? Dun dun dun.
These ones are horrific.
So the second time that Ellie's all like, I don't think he's gonna survive this, guys. Basically. Let us contact the Yggdrasil to come and
I'll
help
call
us.
him Terry.
She sounds like,
Don't
not
worry.
if I can help it.
we will get to know more about this person actually later when these all emergency will be resolved.
Don't say he's taken care of before he was.
But let's see what
care
the other
of.
prison. Joe, how did you end up here?
Joe, what the fuck are you doing here?
your first body.
God, I have not seen this guy in a while.
You came all the way to save me. Eh? Well done, well done.
So I'm
Being
curious.
sarcastic.
Someday you'll brag about saving me. Adios, amigos.
He looks like a distant relative of that one Ace Attorney chef. Whatever his name was.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sure. The character designs are very different.
It's his face.
Is the thing.
It's his face.
Yeah, I can see where Shura
I don't
is
know.
coming. I can see where Shura is coming from. That said, though, Tio, I'm curious. Do you have to constantly keep getting these encounters with Big Joe to keep encountering him in the
I
later
haven't
ones?
checked. I actually haven't checked because, gotta be honest, it's just so fun to be run into that I never try to purposefully, avoid them.
Okay, but I'm just wondering.
Actually,
I'm wondering if, like, well, because of story reasons, if you don't go down and see him, he'll technically stay locked down there.
Okay, this is
until you come
important.
back. Judging from our position, this room is right under the cathedral, which could mean that this is the Ethos' databank.
Is it now? I am sure of it. This has to be the Ethos databank.
Yeah, that's what I
He just said it.
Redundancy matcha. So let's bring the rest of the party.
Yeah. so
Tan
it
just wanted to be
seems.
the one to say it.
Was Richard Honeywood's department called the Department of Redundancy Department?
Hold on.
This databank holds all the information concerning the Ethos, from the past to the present. Everything. This facility is strictly off limits to us. Only the Bishop class can ever enter this area, but given that a lot of them are dead, I guess we can make an exception. Yeah, but even then, this place is a damn well of
I
Okay.
say, a facility of this magnitude would even be hard to find. Well, Liz, how do you know that this wasn't in the original Japanese script? Why would this Ethos set this up anyway?
Wait a minute. This is Solaris equipment.
Dun dun
Oh.
dun.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
So does this mean Methods is gonna come out of that thing?
Sure.
This does look like.
Honestly, I'd welcome that.
Oh no, not more 06 comparisons.
Honestly, that was an underwater facility, and this is also
it's a common
below
name.
sea level.
Don't
So
be so
Underwater
surprised.
facilities, gods, the main female character being kidnapped every 5
Also
minutes.
fire, lots and lots of fire.
Sorry, Teo,
not-
Teo, but you're in a group of Sonic fans. You can't avoid this.
also,
Sorry.
not for nothing, but this facility
The
does
Ethos,
look.
hold on, guys.
Yeah,
hold on,
guys.
The
Again,
Ethos
this
has
dialogue
been,
is important.
the Ethos has been assaulted by someone, and in the basement we found a Solarian facility. The plot thick.
No shit, Shitan.
Look, I was just
going on
making an
here?
observation, okay?
Well,
Jesus
well,
Christ.
it's about time this plot had some meat to it.
I guess.
Okay, to be fair, the plot has meat. It's just that it's just that it's been.
It's
spread
taken a
over all
long
the course of
time
the-
to cook, you know?
Then let's investigate? Question mark.
Yeah, it's more about trying to decipher these computers.
Cheetan, what is that being displayed there?
Oh wait, so
Screen.
now you want me to tell you the obvious? It looks like some transmission record is here. We might be able to find some clues here. Wait one moment. All right, now I'm able to transmit it to the main displays.
Everybody.
How are you, gentlemen? Oh, your base all belong to us.
What's this?
What you said?
battler?
Don't worry, the characters will explain actually what just happened on screen. But basically, it's records about transferring someone or something from one place to another. Apparently, someone also from to Northshore. And we know already that the kid's father was supposed to get to the Ethos, but ended up in the sewers of his life. Yeah.
What's up with that?
Progress of operations declined by 3%.
What the heck is this? Why is the Ethos looking into this kind of stuff? On top of that, Shakan's a bishop? Wasn't he excommunicated from the Ethos 17 years ago?
That can't be the case if he's been sending in regular reports.
Look here.
Okay, I'm looking.
The destinations of all the resources collected by the Ethos through trade with each other, with with each
era. Yeah.
Each area.
Don't worry, Ellie. I know you're just as baffled as we are.
All the resources are being sent to the Solaris homeland.
Okay, I'm sensing sabotage is at play here.
So is Billy
More
gonna,
like a deep tying.
So is Billy about to have a big disappointment about the Ethos?
But why would the Ethos be sending supplies to Solaris?
Yeah, he is.
I don't
Go on.
know. Also, as big of a disappointment as he is in his father, or like, you know,
No.
it's
Probably. No, probably, considering his religion is the last thing he has, since his father is not exactly, you know.
This is in the Solarian language, but it's been encoded.
You remember the Solarian
Yes.
have their own language as showcased in one of the early parts.
Let me guess, Shita knows it.
Oh,
Hold
he has.
on. What is this?
He has actually been born and raised in Solaris, like he said. So
Right.
Come on,
I
hurry
forgot about
up.
that.
So that one isn't actually him being a know-it-all.
Hold on, it's hard to translate this stuff.
Is he just
I
waiting for
know.
a cue, though? I have to complain about that. Step in, Shitan.
I
yeah,
wonder.
that's a good observation, Shiroi.
Oh, so now, wait. I thought you guys didn't want me to speak because I'm studying the obvious. Now all of a sudden you want me to talk?
Well, this isn't
Great
obvious.
War, collapse, re-education. None of this sounds good, especially the last one.
Ellie, what do you say when you ask for a favor? A P word? Maybe?
Pronto.
Post-war rehab plan based on schedule for building gate foundations.
Oh, I'm sure this is all just a peace plan that they were probably
If you
planning to
remember-
base a treaty on.
Lambs 2 to 4 to Ignis,
Ignis,
5
yes.
to 8 to
Aquavi.
Why?
Aquavi, 11 to 16 to uniformly.
Are these orders or battleship instructions?
Yes. Also, if you forgot, gate is the term that Chitan and Sigurd described as the things that allow ships to pass from Solaris to the rest of the world.
Put into practice. Ethos established as an organization.
Oh god.
Last year. Yeah, but yeah, Ethos has secretly not been going on very long.
Supervision by elders. Conference. Supervision by the Gazelle.
By the Gazelle?
The Gazelle?
Yeah, that's
You forgot that's the name of the quote-unquote the ministry.
I think it's
on
pronounced
Solaris.
Gazel. I think it's
No,
pronounced Gazel.
I think
maybe?
it's both of them.
Is it?
The Ethos is.
Behind it all?
I think it's like behind you.
Huh?
It's all a front. Of course it is. The Ethos is really a subsidiary organization of Solaris. Dun, dun, dun.
So, what does this all mean?
Sorry, Billy, your life is a joke.
Your life is a lie, Billy. Sorry.
In short, it's like this.
Sit down, Billy. You might want to hear this.
You're just gonna spell out for me the fact that everything I've been doing is a lie, aren't you?
500 years ago, there was a great war that occurred between Solaris and the land dwellers.
Yes, sit down. You're gonna need to.
Yeah.
It's not clear what the outcome was, but after the war, Solaris feared another land dweller revolt.
And it happened the very next day.
So
I have to
that's
say, I wish that for this sequence we used a different music, because the one for the tension like this is not super appropriate.
I guess maybe there's still action that's meant to be going on, and that's
Oh,
why there's this
gotcha.
music.
So Solaris built a gate or barrier that separates Solaris land from
For the rest
whatever.
of the world, yes.
The land dwellers who lived within this gate were made to dwell as separate races, and were thus supervised.
Good job, guys. Ugh. Let's separate the races. That makes sense. Go on.
To carry out the actual supervision, Solaris established the
Yeah,
Ethos.
it gets worse on that.
So the Ethos is actually controlled by the Gazelle Ministry, or Solaris' highest governmental body.
You were working for the organization that you swore your life to was a complete facade.
Congratulations,
Loser.
Poor
Billy.
boy.
Your Vatican worked for the flying Nazis.
Sorry, Billy.
So yes, the Ethos is really a front for
You know what?
subsidiary organization.
You know what?
Working for Solaris.
You know what? Give Billy credit. His is legit horror, as opposed to Ellie, who just went shocked Pikachu face whenever people pointed out that the people she was working with
That too.
were clearly bad.
Evacuation, finding...
Excavation.
Okay. Goods and natural resources from the surface are transported to Solaris by the Ethos. This also includes human resources, or people used for manual labor and so on.
So yeah,
Don't tell me that any of those orphans may have been part of that.
potential candidates, yes.
Basically, this here is the window between the planet's surface and Solaris. Up there in the skies above, also your child soldiers, child slaves. Yeah.
The orphans you were looking after, Billy, may have been put off there.
According to these records, there's been an enormous amount of goods and people transferred to Solaris.
You know what's sad?
And again, we are having another piece of the puzzle. Why the civilizations have not strived and the conflict between Abe and Kislev have continued? Because of this.
It was all
So the
manipulated.
Ethos has been manipulating us. Anything else?
Yeah, it's not funny.
The rest is mainly about population distribution and excavation records.
Huh.
Excavation of dead bodies.
So how's Billy feeling, or is anybody gonna ask? Like,
No. Let's
You,
just
have to
keep.
you need a Tylenol.
Let's just keep pulling off the band-aid, rip by rip.
the amount of detailed information about races and their biological data kind concerns me.
Ellie! Flying
Hey,
Nazis!
where Cheetan chimes in.
Here is a relatively recent record. It also indicates that there have been a large amount of people sent to Solaris.
Yesterday.
The majority of them were people who had come to the Ethos seeking help or spiritual salvation, quote unquote.
Oh, no. This can't be! I've heard nothing of a sort!
That was on purpose, Billy.
So what happened to all those people you've seen coming here for help?
Oh dear. They became Etones like me. Surely not all of them. What happened to the ones that didn't become Etones?
They were sent away.
Yeah, Billy, have you never posed questions?
I guess you always assume that they just sent them on their merry way, essentially, and all that.
There are facilities in Solaris for accommodating surface dwellers. I know.
Again,
I gotta believe.
No, I mean it's like as in I know, like she's just come up with something.
Yeah,
That's what she...
this.
Third-class citizen level, Earth dwellers of various races are regularly sent there as manual labor.
And just you wait, guys, we're far from know how charming Solari is as a civilization when it comes to people.
jeez, are they about to give the land from Bioshock Infinite a run for its money?
So basically, sorry.
But that's impossible! How could that be? Even if it was the case, who would kill all those Ethos people? And why?
This could be your answer.
What?
The 44th salvage plan.
The 44th salvage plan? Isn't that what the captain of the Thames was talking about?
Yeah.
This is the only plan that is not linked to Solaris. It must have been initiated by the Ethos itself as a completely independent project. It was commenced about 19 years ago. Allow me to display the data.
Beep boop.
Completed.
Bit of a delay.
Completed.
I'll delay the large. Complete an investigation of the Zeboim city, which sank to the bottom of the sea approximately 4,000 years ago. After over 100 test digs, the city center has been ascertained. Excavation planned to begin.
So from this, it appears that under Aquavi lies an ultra-ancient civilization. Not just
course.
ancient,
Ultra
ultra-ancient.
ancient.
They have been doing a huge number of test days and obtained a vast quantity of resources from the ruins. Biological weapons, reactive weapons. I see. So this must be their intention. So they're like 2002 Spider-Man game, Oscorp. My assessment of the circumstances is that the Ethos is attempting to break away from Solaris.
And we're getting punished for it.
And once freed from its master, it is likely to attempt world domination on its own.
Oh, so they were trying to go Hydra on the Sky Nazis, essentially.
Attempt to break away and attempt world domination. That's rather
ambitious.
But the real intentions of the Ethos are quite obvious.
Do you think he is Mario?
The fact that they are not reporting the results, let alone the site's very existence. The Ethos is planning to revolt by monopolizing this ultra-advanced civilization's resource. I could make a really topical joke right now, but I won't. Actually, such rebellions have been quite common.
So, do you think Solaris is responsible for this attack on the Ethos?
We're not done, Dej, don't worry.
It's weird, though.
That is right into what I said.
It's weird. The people attacking this facility seem different from the people of Solaris.
Get it.
Yes, that is probably it. Shall we move along? There could be more to find out. Find yet, sorry.
The Ethos. My Ethos. My faith.
Don't worry, Billy.
Hey, Billy. How long are you planning on being like that? Get a hold of yourself.
You just had
Art, you have a way of words.
Look, this is all just speculation based on circumstantial evidence. It would be best for you to confirm what is the truth with your own eyes.
Fair enough.
See, Bart, this is how you do it.
With tact.
We're going to go on further.
It's weird. The people who are attacking us don't seem like people of Solaris. Weird.
Enrico, could you please accompany the person from Shevet to the Yggdrasil?
Yep.
Yep.
So now we're again with just Billy and Cheeton.
Maybe Father was right about that whiskey.
Yeah, maybe that's the sad irony about it. Josiah was right all along, like Joa predicted.
Uh-huh.
It's a common kind of cliche, admittedly, but don't worry, like I said, we're not done.
God.
I still can't believe it. The Ethos was that dubious. An organization. Was it that I believed in it all this time?
What am I fighting for? That's you, Pedro.
That's the very reason why I told you back then that you belong with us.
Actually, I
don't
forgot that
belong
was
us.
me, Verlaine. I forgot I thought it
Verlaine.
was a Wisdom Stone. My bad. You're defiled, Billy. You left the Ethos and kept company with drugs who have no faith at all, and you lost sight of what it means to be defiled. I didn't expect it out of you. You who used to live only for your faith, you should have remained like us.
And get
But
killed.
fear not, Billy. I shall cleanse you. You live within me. You will become one with me in death.
My?
What just happened?
What? There's Jesse.
Father! How could you do that?
He was about to kill you!
What are you getting flustered about, boy? Was a stun bullet, just taking a nap. Should have been able to tell by the sound it made.
Oh.
None at all.
Hold on. Besides, these murders are not from the Ethos.
Wait, what?
Look.
That symbol.
We cannot see, just trust on that. Yes, that's right. They're agents of Solaris. Probed assassination unit under Stone's command. Got word they were exterminating all Ethos members and we're here. I was too late.
So...
All Ethos affiliates have already been killed, except for those on some sort of savage mission.
And we know what that is. You claim Verlaine and his men are an assassination unit for the bishop? How
Yeah,
could
that's
you
what I
even
just
say
said.
such blasphemy?
Also,
Billy.
Deja, what's the term? Rubber bullets. And our mission is to hand out judgment on fallen priestess and sinners in order to make them repent.
Oh, thanks for confirming it then. Is that true, Verlaine?
Go to sleep, you.
But why people from the Ethos?
The pontiff and his brethren deserve to die. They allowed greed to tempt them into abandoning their duties as the Ethos to pursue world domination.
They should have just been like us and been simple racists.
They pass their own death sentences when they allow such desires to overtake them. And that's not all. Oh, get ready. Saving orphans and refugees, That may seem like works of mercy, but the little boys and girls kept here were actually used as means to satisfy the desires of a pontiff.
Oh, we really went there now, didn't we?
I was gonna say it, but I didn't because I thought it would be inappropriate.
It got worse.
Selfish
It got
desires.
worse.
This is not conduct befitting priests.
So should we root for the fact that they killed pedophiles?
So to the final, well, you shouldn't be rooting for the Ethos at all, aside from Billy.
Conclusion: you all suck.
Yeah.
Hey, Billy! Hey, Billy,
They
the
must
people
atone
you
for
looked
their
up to were
sins. These are
doing
the-
it. God.
Again, I will able to give more explanation after part is over because there's a lot to pack, to unpack.
Even if that
The
were
very
true.
first thing about this game was a cuck arc. Now we're in this.
Yes. Judgment.
Thanks to God. God, where does such a being exist? Deep Fedora. You should know by now that the Ethos came about. It was an organization created by Solaris eons ago, solely for the purpose of managing ignorant humans.
And yes, Tio, there is a lot to unpack, but we're just gonna throw out the whole
Its
suitcase on this
doctrines are
one.
just deceptions. The Ethos use the two sweet fruits of faith and technology while to skillfully manipulate global affairs and people's zeal.
What you're saying? Sorry.
Thus, they manipulated the ignorant masses to repeatedly continue their pointless wars.
So they became the Illuminati,
Eventually,
essentially.
vital data on man and weapons gleaned from these wars were sent to Proto Solaris itself, and analyzed to aid in ruling the entire Earth.
Can I...
These intentionally perpetuated wars cause much psychological discord.
Can I just get a moment to sit down at this point, please?
No, you gotta listen.
Oh, while standing? That's just cruel.
Even Desire is just allowing this
Hold
to
on
happen.
to the wall, like
But
lean
faith
against the
in
wall.
God, salvation was used as a cushion to soften the blow. It was a well-thought-out system, but the choice of managers was extremely poor.
I love how Verlaine
Or
is
did
spouting this out
Or did you
while he
think that
knows...
acting the part of a faithful servant of God will someday yield an answer from a great God somewhere? Can't you see that such a divine being just never existed from the beginning?
Ha ha, your beliefs were fake and dumb.
And you don't seem to realize this, but you stand with passing judgment on sinners as much as we were.
I've been passing judgment?
That's right. Daily you have been dirting your hands as an accomplice. And if I calculate this is you, Pedro.
Are you trying to take away Verlaine?
Verlaine, hang in there! Wow, you know he's a good guy.
there
He
he is.
actually wants to help him. Verlaine! Verlaine!
A good-for-nothing shutterbox such as you has no right to live.
Of course, you were in on it too. Bishop, why Verlaine? What in heavens are you trying to accomplish?
What domination? I am the Inquisitor sent to Earth from Solaris. After all, nobody expects the Inquisition.
Solaris Inquisition.
Inquisitor. The status of Bishop is merely a convenience for my activities on Earth. The Ethos was created as a Solaris sub-organization and given the task of managing Earth dwellers.
Wow.
But over the years, the Ethos started to set up the convenient doctrines for itself. In fact, I'm such a phony that my accent dropped. It then went on to gather the ignorant masses and created a god for them to believe in.
It
Then the
works in this
Ethos
situation.
even went so far as to... I know I'm doing it on purpose, Dibs. So it's created Solaris. So Solaris had no choice but to eliminate all those who defy our rule and raise the flag of rebellion. The ones prepared as eliminators were the Atone. Atones, the Atoners, quote-unquote, the organization I established within the Ethos. They had two purposes.
How many sects were there?
Allow me to explain to you all of my evil plan. On the surface of their aim was to eliminate the Reapers, or wells that run rampant on the Earth. But that's not their only purpose. Behind the scenes, we also had selected men like Verlaine. These were responsible for observing and eliminating any corrupt people who appeared in the Ethos. You didn't have the chance to learn of this, since you left the Ethos so early. Sorry. Or actually, I just never told you. There was another role I wanted you to perform.
Oh God. Another role?
Yes, there's more. Billy,
just
there are
do it
certain
already.
things in this world that you're happier not knowing.
No shit.
Even lies and deceptions can become the truth for some people of the Earth, particularly those not knowing the true nature of things, or how these systems of things works. In fact, the god and faith system set up by the Ethos were the truth itself, were they not?
Tell me, what other role were you talking about? What did Verlaine mean when he spoke of judgment?
So you want to know?
Game.
But can you bear the full weight of the truth?
I've heard enough already.
Billy, if you can bear that weight, then I'm about to tell you.
Just
It's a
go
cute
ahead,
cowboy
drop the
people.
anvil.
You believe that you were saving wandering souls, didn't you? That's why you carried out your cleansing of the Reapers' wells from the earth, right? In fact, it was all just another control system put in place by Solaris. Because of course it was. But what's more, your saving quote-unquote work that very...
You're talking too much nonsense.
Oh, and you let
I'm not-
Verlaine spout all his nonsense.
You haven't changed at all since then. Have you, Stein?
Dun dun dun.
Stein?
That's a name I haven't been called for a long time. Hearing that
Stein.
Hearing that name vividly brings back a pleasant twinge of pain to the scars on this body. You know what I mean, Josiah?
Your brain still isn't working right.
Was it ever?
Answer me. Why do you have such a roundabout way of doing things?
Because their
I'm a
secret is
villain.
all hell.
That's not worth wasting my breath answering.
Besides, I was going to reveal who I was, but you interrupted.
Just consider it my line of fire. Of course, that includes watching your agonizing death. I could succumb to the desire to slice up your body here and now and drag out your innards. But I can't do that now. I have a matter to attend to elsewhere.
Good, you have
That duty
priorities.
Also,
That
we're not
duty-
able to make that look good, I don't think.
I won't let you go that easily, Stein.
Yeah, you know, got a gun.
I can't be bothered by insignificant wretches like you.
Because you brought a
gun.
knife to a gunfight.
Piece of shit.
Until next time. And as a parting gift, I'll have these men entertain you.
Bishop Stone!
I'm not
Stein.
starving. Didn't you hear what I just said? Oh, and Billy, if you have something you wish to discuss, come see me later. I'll be waiting for you.
Assuming I'm not dead, you mean?
So,
Meanwhile, Faye's just asleep.
So, any questions?
One
Yeah,
question.
okay,
Why
so,
is- shouldn't Josiah be
one,
fighting
what?
along with us,
2,
technically?
what? 3, what?
Okay.
Or why?
Okay, so when did Stone Cold Steve Austin get in here?
The game basically just dropped a gigantic plot atomic bomb.
I think...
Basically,
I've-
this is your major first revelation that you have to get from this. Sure, the explanation from Cheetah and Sigurd about Solaris, basic stuff was already something, but this is your first major truth bomb out of this. Again, the Ethos, this organization we've been hearing from the very beginning of the game, that talk about supervisioning at the excavation of gears and distribution of them between Ave and Kislev, Once that spreads a religion and have all these agents scattered throughout the world, like Billy, for example, is in fact just a puppet government for Solaris, put there just to contain and supervise the land dweller, whatever we call it. Again, Solaris is such a racist, bastard type of civilization that they have this systematic way of supervising the people who live on the land. Getification, like Pedro also noticed before, like segregation in different nations very strictly. Hold on. Stein, you aren't going anywhere.
Let's angrily walk after him.
So basically Solaris is like Rena from Tales of Arise.
Kind of, I guess. But yeah, the getification, and then the systematic, filtering, literally, by picking up people of any kind without having properly rhyme or reason, like usually maybe orphans or sometimes other people like that, having to pass them through the Ethos and then get sent as labor force, or as Sigurd put, basic slavery. And you will see just how well Solaris treats people up there, eventually, and ultimately reducing the world below in such a poor kind of state without anyone coming on top and just in a very boring stale mess. Remember what Old Man Bound mentioned as well. The fact that civilization appearance on the world makes no fucking sense because there were no humans until a certain point. Then they've been for a while, then at some point disappeared, and then after a while reappeared altogether. And now we have been told that there's also the remnants of a civilization, which we will learn more about as well, starting also for the next part, that lived supposedly 4,000 years ago. Hold on. Just missed him. Looks like Stein's there.
In the
And
computer.
he's getting away.
The basement. He's getting away, if I recall correctly, we're about to see it, with the actual gear that the Ethos were custodying, the Alcan shell.
And then he proceeds to blast them all away as he leaves.
That gear is huge.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Dwibs, he can't really fire in here that much. It would just backfire on the shrapnel.
Global gear of Solaris was Alcan shell. Wasn't it, Yuga?
What? Yes, something like that.
Cheetah
Cheetah,
was
were you
know
not
about
paying
this?
attention?
maybe
So-
big, but it's slow to maneuver, so we'll be right in our gears.
Cheetan, are you okay?
So its firepower is phenomenal. Against a bigger target like a ship, blam, it'd be all.
Look, I
Again-
just had a big plaque of atomic bomb dropped on me, okay? I'm trying to
Again,
recover.
Again, guys,
Cheetan, are we sure that you didn't know this already?
Again, guys,
must be,
Cheetah will get his own explanation in due time. Don't worry about it. I have a special segment dedicated entirely just to him.
I'm not suspicious, I swear.
Wait a minute, that means.
The Thames fleet is in danger. They are unaware of this.
And only we can stop it. I think the Yggdrasil can catch up with the gear. Let's hurry and go help the Thames fleet. You know,
That's
I like
what they
this
will do
about
actually in the
Billy.
next part.
Despite the fact that he's had all his
He's
life reasoning
prioritizing what's
shattered,
important right now, yes.
which
And
makes
then-
him basically the... You know what that means? Aside from Cheetan and Bart, Billy is the character who does get stuff done despite earth-shattering revelations. Like,
Basically.
kudos to the boy.
And then happened exactly as you've been told. The Ethos started actually going a bit AWAR on their own, which includes all the lovely stuff associated to an religious organization that they have been told. And as a result, once Solaris got to know that, they sent these force to basically give a clean slate. The only reason Billy was spared was because he was busy with his mission against the Wells with our team.
And you wanna know
Basically,
what's
otherwise he
messed-
would have been killed.
You wanna know what's messed up? The only reason Billy found out the truth was because of this slaughtering.
Yeah, and those gun bullets at the beginning were actually, we were supposed to believe it was actually Jesse, but instead it was actually Bishop Stone, because even he possessed a gun. Because we're not even done with him, obviously, we'll need to confront him eventually. But in the next part, tune in for when we actually go to what the characters suggested and save the Thames. See ya!
See ya.
See,
Yeah.
Yeah.